This right here is the MacBook Pro 2022 with the M2 chip, and this right here is the MacBook Pro 2020 with the M1 chip, right? So my video today, I'm going to be telling you which one you should be going for this year. Okay, with the release of the M3 and the M4 on its way, should you be going for the M2 or should you be going for the M1, and what can they do for you if you go for any of them? Just for this video to the very end to get the full information. So guys can see both MacBooks are very much similar. You can't even tell the difference because they weigh the same, they're the same size, they have the same build, the same, I even got the same color. So let's say if I were to put both MacBooks side by side without checking the specs, I might mistake the M2 for the M1 and vice versa. Okay, so in terms of the design, they are similar. They use the same design from the 2016 MacBook Pro version. Okay, so by left hand side on both, you have your two Type-C ports, right? On the right hand side, you have your 3.5mm headphone jack, and this Type-C port on the left hand side, you can use any of them to charge or to, let's say, plug in your drive or your adapter so you can plug in your memory card. Now in terms of the design, I would not go for any of this because they are practically the same design, right? I'd rather go for the 2050 MacBook Pro design or the M3 MacBook Pro design. Now why do I say that? So on the M3 MacBook Pro, which I've created a video about, they have more ports, right? You have more ports over there. You have the SD card port, you have the HDMI port, and you also have the MagSafe fast charging port with more Type-C USB port and also the 3.5mm headphone jack, right? So what does this mean? Let's say I'm done shooting my video now. If I were to edit on either of this MacBook, which is the M1 or the M2 MacBook Pro, I need to get an adapter, right, to plug my SD card. If I can work on any of this MacBook, but if I was using the 2050 MacBook Pro, or if I was using, let's say, the M3, I just need to bring out the memory card, insert it in either MacBooks, and connect, my monitor to the MacBook ASAP, and I start working on it. So instead of design, I do not like this. Now, off the display, so both MacBooks use the same Retina display, right? And they are both 13.2 inches screen size. And when you're watching movies, or let's say you're editing videos or doing anything on either of the MacBooks, you can barely notice a difference in terms of display quality. So in terms of the display, both MacBooks is practically the same thing. Now we move to the audio, webcam, and mics. Guys, practically everything on both MacBooks just similar, and just with a little difference. So the FaceTime camera is also 720 HD on both MacBooks. However, I'm going to show you a video where I compare both of them. That is the FaceTime HD camera. Let's see if there's an improvement in the M2, because come on, imagine spending more on this M2 but not still seeing a significant difference between the M1 and the M2, because this M1 came out 2020 and this came out 2022, which is 2 years apart. So there should be something significant or a significant difference between both of them, apart from the pricing, right? Okay, so just let me know in the comment section what you think about the FaceTime camera on both MacBooks.
Alright, so this is the webcam of the MacBook Pro 2020. So you can also check out the sound quality. Also, I want you to also check out the sound quality. Alright, so this is the FaceTime camera of this MacBook Pro 2022 with the M2 chip, right? So let me know what you think of this quality. Is it good? Well, I don't really like how this is, right? Like, it's actually poor. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section.
Now, off to the performance. Okay, so this is where most people look at when it comes to getting a MacBook or a laptop as a whole. So which one should you go for in terms of performance? While this MacBook Pro 2020 has the M1 chip, right, this other one has the M2 chip. Okay, but you can see the difference in the spec of both chips, and from what you're seeing, the M2 chip is better than the M1 chip. However, when it comes to editing videos, because most times you need to leave what you're seeing on the Apple website or those websites and now move into reality. So editing videos on both MacBooks, right, you notice that this M2 is actually a little bit more responsive, right? So let's say now it takes my M1 MacBook like 20 minutes to export the video once I'm done editing. Okay, it may take this M2 around, let's say, 17, 13, 15 minutes, right? So just a little bit difference. Okay, and if I get to edit videos all day long on both the MacBooks, this M1 gets hot faster. Now, did not overheat to know. However, when you're working on your MacBook for a very long time, you need to just let it rest. So when holding both of them and working all day, you get to notice that the M1 gets hot faster than this M2. Okay, yeah, so that's another thing you get to notice on the performance on both of them. But the thing is, both MacBooks cannot handle gaming. Let's say you want to play Call of Duty or these heavy games, you cannot use any of these MacBooks to handle that, because Apple did not make any of these MacBooks to be able to handle that kind of games. But you can play your day-to-day game, let's say Minecraft, chess and the rest of them, right? They are going to handle it, but hardcore games, it's a no-no on both MacBooks, unless you want to play your online games while it's lagging and hanging, and before you know it, you've lost or you've been defeated on that game you're playing. Okay, so if you are looking at getting any of these MacBooks for games, then do not go for it. You can check out the video on the M3, because the M3 is better at handling games. So now for the software update, every year, Apple release, new updates on their MacBooks, right? So which MacBooks have been getting the latest updates? Both of them will be getting that, because as at the point I'm making this video, right, even the 2019 MacBook Pro is getting the latest updates. So what's more of the 2020 MacBook Pro 2022? But from the look of things, when the next update comes out on the Mac OS, right, the 2020 may not really be getting it, while the 2022 is sure to get it, right, even to the next 2 or 3 years. So in terms of the software update, the M2 is going to be more updated than this M1 MacBook Pro. So now to the battery life. Okay, so there's just 1 hour difference between both battery life in terms of watching video all day, or let's say just handling your day-to-day tasks every day. While this M2 lasts 19 hours, this M1 lasts 18 hours. And when you're actually working on it, let's say you're doing your day-to-day tasks, you can also notice that there's just a slight difference between both of them. Now this M1 MacBook Pro may get to die, let's say 30 to 1 hour faster than this M2 MacBook Pro. However, they both last long. Even if you're handling heavy tasks like editing videos, or maybe you're doing your day-to-day tasks, they still last very long. Just this slight difference in terms of which one is going to go from 100 to 0 first. Now, of the pricing, because this is also another thing that determine if you should be going for this M2 MacBook Pro or this M1 MacBook Pro this year. At this point I'm making this video, I'm not sure you can see the M1 MacBook Pro 2020 brand new in the market, but you are still sure of seeing this M2. Okay, so that's another thing you're going to look at when you're getting a MacBook. All right, and another thing is also the price of dollar, because I'm a Nigerian, right? So we have to convert the dollar to naira before we can know how much we're getting things over here in our country. So the price between both of them is actually around 1 million naira difference, right? While this MacBook Pro, the M1 chip, is around 1 million naira because I got it used. Then this one, which was gotten brand new, is around 2 million. So maybe because I got this M1 used and I got this one brand new, that's why the price difference is so obvious. Okay, but aside from that, do you know that the M3 is actually more affordable than this M2? Yes, I've already created a video where I compared both of them, the M3 versus the M2, to tell you which one you should go for. So now for my final verdict, okay, so which MacBook should be going for this year? It all depends on how much you have to spend on your MacBook, right? So if you do not really want to spend much, then go for this M1 MacBook Pro, right? To go for this M1 MacBook Pro. However, if you have the money to go for this M2, do not even go for this M2. Instead, go and get the M3. But ensure you watch my video first on the M3 so that you can be sure that this is the MacBook you're going for. And who knows, when you're watching this video, if the M4 MacBook is already out. Then if it's already out, you can now compare the price of the M3 versus the price of the M4 to see which you're going to be going for. Because all these things I am doing for you guys to get the best out of your money. Yes, to get the best value of your money, because man, it's very not easy bringing out this amount of money to buy a MacBook and you're not getting the best out of it. Okay, so I'll be seeing you guys in my next video as I talk about MacBooks, talk about iPhones, and everything to know about all your gadgets. Okay.